Hey guys, once again here at the BC Timbers Wood Shop, Timber Framers, and I've got a special guest with me today. This is Senator Mike Lee. How you doing, Senator?
Doing great. Doing great. It's an honor to be with you.
It's so good to have you here and talk with you on a personal level. I think as small business owner and people, sometimes we feel like the government's distant to us, you know. It can't relate to us. So it's nice, one, that you care about the little guy, and two, maybe have our best interest at play here.
Your insight's very, very important there. Some governments are more distant than others. Most people know their mayor, their city councilman. A lot of people know their state legislator. The further away you get, people are less likely to know their U.S. senator than they are their city councilman or their state legislator. And that's one of the reasons why our founding fathers put most of the power with the states and the localities. The less of the power with Washington, D.C., because they knew Washington would always be more distant from the people physically and also less likely to be responsible.
So I think the theme right now is less government is better. And why is that?
Well, it's because whenever government acts, it does so at the expense of individual freedom. And it doesn't mean all government action is bad. It just means it's a trade-off. It's good to have government act to make sure that we don't hurt each other, we don't take each other's property, that we're not invaded, that sort of thing. The further afield you get from that, the trade-off makes less intuitive sense. And so, these days with government having expanded so much, even just in the last 18 months, we're starting to see the benefits of government stepping back and not always increasing its power.
I love that. I guess from my standpoint, as one of the little guys, why you? Why Senator Mike?
Well, the job that I do in Washington is to make law, make federal law. As a U.S. Senator, that's what we focus on. My approach to this is somewhat unique among U.S. senators. It shouldn't be, but it's still somewhat unique, which is to say, every single time I'm asked to vote for a new law, I ask a series of questions. Why do we need government to act? If government needs to act, why is it this government that's acting? What consequences will this have? What provision of the Constitution identifies this as something that the federal government can do? And unless I can answer all of those questions to my satisfaction, I will vote no. Now, there are a lot of politicians who won't do that, a lot of them who will vote for whatever they think will make other people happy with them. It's not how I do it. And maybe that's a way to be more popular, but I don't think that's a way to run a government within a constitutionally limited republic like ours. It's not how it's supposed to be done.
I would agree 100%. Sometimes I feel like people are pressured in, at your level, pressured into making decisions that, and a lot of us, speaking for, my fellow blue-collared friends out there, feel like, man, what's going on? What can we do to control the situation? And I already know the answer, but could you answer that for some of my followers? Like, what could they do to make a change at their level?
The best thing that people can do is to start talking about issues and start asking some of these questions that I refer to, especially talking about what is and isn't properly the duty of government and within the authority of the federal government. If more people read the Constitution, if they don't want to read the whole thing, at least read Article 1. If you don't want to read Article 1, at least read Article 1, Section 8. Article 1 is the part that talks about Congress, and the powers of the federal government are outlined, most of them, in Article 1, Section 8. If people did that more often and then injected that into our political discourse, we'd have a better country. And the reason I focus on this document, it's not just because the document's good, it is. It's not just because it's fostered the development of the greatest civilization the world has ever known, it has. It's not just because I swore an oath to it. It's because of the things that people do when they're allowed to be free. It's because this document unlocks unlimited human potential by restricting the power of government and thereby freeing them to do what they do best. It's a little bit like the string on the kite. A kite can't go very far without the string.
Right,
This is
right.
our string.
Yeah, I like that. Well, we appreciate your time and thanks for sharing with us and being here. And thanks for all that you do, because it is important. There's a lot of people that kind of just throw their hands up and say, well, it's too difficult, it's too hard, and so we're going to give up. And the fact that you're out there on the front line still beating it down is awesome.
Thank you very much. Good to be with you.